Well, a joyous holiday season's greetings to you all, and happy New Year's Eve as we kick off episode number 101 of Bayou Gold Guy. I am Bayou Gold Guy, and we are also wrapping up the 2022 year with our last Paydirt of the year. So I think we're gonna pull out the big box and get to some of that. I hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas and are planning for a very safe and sane New Year's. We, like I said, this is our last Paydirt of the year, but we will be doing a special one for the New Year's Eve extravaganza that we're gonna have for the second year now. For try to time it where we hit right on New Year's Eve in a pre-recorded live chat video. Last year we brought in the East Coast as well as Central Time Zone, and literally within like 10 seconds of each one of those hit, and 10 one of them was I think 15 seconds, but I mean literally we were right on the money for something that was pre-recorded, before and then put out. So I was really happy with the way that turned out. So we're going to see if we can repeat that this year and get it right on the. I doubt it'll be for the Eastern time. Probably just be our Central Time Zone, starting at about 10. 11:15 or so, and not go as long. That one was like an hour and 40 minutes from last year, and I mean it was fun, but I think we're going to try to cut it down some a little bit, and so yeah, so look forward to that. Y'all may notice I'm like last Christmas. I wore some of my classic rock T-shirts. This is one of my favorite all-time bands, Pink Floyd, and as you can see, this is not a reproduction. This is dates back to whatever 87, 83. But yeah, older than a lot of you viewers that are watching, according to my analytics, that are even watching the channel. And just look at the amazing how amazing this stuff has held up. John, our prospecting, was showing me one of his shirts that he's just gotten in, and already not in good shape. And it's like this thing's decades old. So, and I wear it a lot because it's one of my favorites. So there you go, a little rock and roll nostalgia there from the old days, from the old guy, as we turn to the old gold epicenter of South Louisiana. Our X marks the spot. But first, let's go by way of the big board and check out our new, if you haven't seen it from the other videos, that is our new label display. And as a matter of fact, while we've got it up here, I think we're going to do a little quick impromptu mail. So I was doing my Christmas Eve video right up until the afternoon, and I never went out and checked the mail. And as it turns out, I had some mail that came in on Christmas Eve, and it is the very awesome. Let me get the camera right here. The very awesome, that's right, GS prospecting stickers. How cool is that, my friends? For the new board, that'll be, and he just said he didn't even know I had. I mean, it's not like he said these after the board. I hadn't even done the video yet. He just happened to send these to me in time to go up on the new display. So how he sent me two. He's got one of them that's thanks for the support, fam, and then the other one. So we got one to hang on to and one to stick. So we'll find a good spot on the new board. Thank you so much, GS. I swear to God, that man. I go to channels that I have never heard of. For the first time, I'll click on it. I won't see any names on there I recognize except for one, GS. I swear that man is all over the internet on every gold video and padding video and sluicing. If you're in the community, GS has got your back, and always leaving a comment and a thank you, and just an awesome guy, awesome channel. I'll leave a link to it. He just passed up his 1,000 subscribers and is on his way to 2. Thank you again, GS. It's going to be awesome to add you to the big board here, along with all these other cool and great channels that have and people that have sent their stickers, and we finally can display them to show. So, like I said, I love it. I still haven't rigged anything on it to be able to hang it, but we're going to probably put it up where it hangs overlaps our Louisiana sign there. It'll fit right over it. It's the same stencil, and we'll go with that. So Now let's turn to the new gold epicenter of South Louisiana, where X marks the spot on this New Year's Eve, last dirt of the year from the man. And you can see the name up there, Mr. Charles Dick Hammond, Stonehouse Mining. You know what that means. That means we are going in for some chicken miner. Awesome stuff. And this is the rest of my order that I had, where I'd gotten the bag that he has for sale, the 3-pound bag, and I asked him, I'd already had this in the order on my cart for whenever he came back up selling it, and he's only doing the small, the 3-pound bags now, and so I sent him a message though, asking him, saying, so the 10-pound, it's 10 pounds for $160, postage paid. I said, so the 10 pounds aren't available? He goes, no, I'm just doing the small, but if you'd like, I can make you up a 10-pounder. I said, well, yeah, if it wouldn't be inconvenient for you, then I'd love that. So can you throw in a 10-pounder with the 3-pounder? And so he did. So we ended up with and that 3 pounds was about four and something pounds worth. So let's go ahead and check the scale on this one. Y'all can hear that. I don't know if the mic should be blocking the wind. It is a windy day out here on the bayou. Beautiful spring, 75 degrees, sunny. Just an awesome coming out of those freezes. So yeah, you can see our 10 pounds is actually 17 pounds of 17 pounds. Oh no, yeah. No, 170 ounces. Okay, let's get the right mode here. Yeah, hell, come on, Bayou. What the hell? I was going to say, yeah, that's grams, kilograms, pounds. There we go. I did like 17 pounds. There we go. That's more like it. Yeah, a little over 10.63 pounds. So almost 11 pounds of material to go through on that. Awesome stuff. And he sent me on my invoice. It said happy panning. And I've said this before, I think, but he does not know that I'm Bayou Gold Guy. I order through my name, always have since I started. I think I might have told him I was working on building the channel the very first time I got some from him, because I told him I was new to this. But all of you, all my correspondence, everything's always been with him through my real name. So I know we were kind of surprised to see what Chef V had gotten on his bags that matched when he'd ordered the same ones that I had ordered, and Backyard Prospecting had ordered, and he got a good amount on his. Mine was like a gram over or something, and then Chef V hit it pretty much right on what it's a guaranteed half-gram bag, and for $70, which that's not a good price if you're only going to get a half gram. He ended up with, I think, just short of a gram on it, which again, I'm not sure why. What situation. I meant to contact Dick and ask him about it. If like I said, I'm pretty sure he's not padding my bags just to make himself look better, because he doesn't really, he runs a mining operation. He does this, basically just for out of kindness to the gold community, I think, as far as because that's what he's told me before. He just didn't have time to make these bags because he was running his mining operation, and so it was always just a treat to be able to get them when they came up. So we'll get into this. We're gonna classify this down because it tends to be some fine gold in these. We're gonna run it through and check it out. One more thing I'd left out, I'd forgotten about this one whenever I was doing the looking through all the awesome generosity that y'all had shown for the channel, and this is one of my first viewer things I received from a viewer. This came from Gold Eagle Joe up there, and it is an old bottle they dug up when they were doing a foundation in an old historic building or something in Manhattan, and this was recovered. And he had sent it to me, this old antique bottle. He said, maybe you can use this for your 50th Paydirt bottle or something, because he had bought one of my first purchases of my Paydirts that I was selling, the Bayou Gold Guy dirts that I offered him. So Mr. Minix was number one. He got the very first bag I ever sold. But Joe was in there too. So I really appreciate that. It's very cool. So yeah, when we hit somebody will do the 50th bag, and we'll probably do a giveaway on it to win it in the classic antique bottle from Gold Eagle. So I think that'll be cool, and it's not that far away. So yeah, we'll be going through that. So all right, let me get set up here. And yeah, like I said, it is just the wind is just blasting, but it's a warm, like I said, spring day out here. Very, very awesome. We got the first time I haven't had to mow the yard in a month, because it did keep it from growing. It's looking a little, you can see it's looking a little dark, but my plants survived. I covered them up, so my birds of paradise lived. My pepper plant was put in the house, so it survived even though the cats were rough on it. They broke a branch. I have a new branch I'm rooting to start a new reaper plant for the year. So they might have actually done me a favor with that. So, all right, let's like I said, we're gonna get set up. That's the name of the game right there. Chicken Miner Paydirt. Maybe I'll use that for. Let's get our thumbnail there. All right, we'll get some of this broken down. See what we're looking at. It's still pretty damp. Not dry. It is not dusty. It is a damp material here, and I've had this since November. I don't think there's ever anything too big in these. It may not really want to classify down too much, kind of like that that other stuff that we did that was just too wet. Yeah, we're getting some separation there. If this is like a lot of his bags, it is loaded with the hematite in every classification that really makes it tough to get through this stuff. So looks like we're going to we'll be able to get a little breakdown on it, which that'll help, at least with some of the finer stuff. But yeah, like I said, you can see that is really a moist, dark earth, which that's the way his stuff tends to always look. It has that dark character to it, and very, very earthy smell. He always said this is as close as you can get to real, real panning. If you went out there and dug you some buckets and filled them up, and then he adds a half a gram to it, and then a lot of times it's from what I have picked up on, it seems like it's what occurs naturally in his material. But I need to get with him, like I said, and just ask him about it, because I've told y'all many times that I think this is one of my most favorite companies, just because he always sets you up so nice, and it's a great material, and it's a fun challenge to do. But I definitely would never want to come across as putting out something like I've always say that each one's different, but it's like I said, it was just such a difference in the bags that Chef got from the ones that I've done and have seen. There's only there's not a lot of videos on these on the YouTubes is to begin with, but so all right, we're gonna go ahead and break the rest of this down, and we'll just see what we said. That's very fine, so we'll be able to work through that gold out of there easier. So all right, yeah, we had to pause for a moment for this. That showed up in the mix, and it's very very thin. Where are we there? That it's very thin. I thought it was some foil or something because of the dirt. So I flaked it off, saw it better, but a very thin leaf of gold, and a very cool. Like I said, that's a nice character on that. You can see where the top's got the little lips bent and curled around on it. So yeah, this was. Just can I get it where you can get the look how just razor thin that is. So very cool start to our to our project. So all right, that's it. And as I finish up the classifications of that first 5 pounds, that is another nice little chunk of gold that I found in there. Very nice character to it. It's a small piece, but very cool. So, all right, I'm gonna get on to the next bag. I'm finishing off the last classification here on the second bag, and I turn up this nice little jewel there, long, slender, flat piece of gold. Again, a very awesome looking piece to find going through the, yeah, like I said, that's the rest of our breakdown now for 10 pounds, or 10.6 as you saw on the scale. So, all right, that's it. There's a big pan of fine, and then a big heavy pan with that gold sitting there right on top of plus. And you can see it's already pretty well classified down. There's nothing really bigger than that. A few rocks like that in here that are, and actually they're kind of cool, chunky, broken. You can see where they're crushed. You can see that's been freshly crushed when they run it through. So pieces like that, very, 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 you know, it's not even worth running it through the steamer basket to get those out. They'll pick out just fine as we go through it. So, all right, well, we're getting the again the real mining experience here from Dick Hammond up there at Chicken Miner Paydirt. It's the awesome. Like I said, I love the guy. I loved doing his material since I started. And yeah, so let's get some water and see what we can flush out of here. All right, well, let's hit it with the magneto here real quick and see before we get in. Normally, it does not have very much a whole lot of magnetite to it. It mainly, the stuff that I get out of here is the hematite, and that's why I usually use a lot of this stuff as a base on my pay dirts to or with a good, you know, cut it with this stuff because it has the extra challenging get that hematite out of the way to get to that gold, especially when you're dealing with that fine stuff. So let's start with a nice little pan full there as we send off the 2022 with our last pay dirt. Like I said, that's kind of inaccurate because we will be doing, like I said, we'll have our special guest by proxy on the big extravaganza for New Year's and doing some pay dirt there. And like I said, we'll be doing a couple little things, waiting for that clock to hit 12. So very dirty stuff. A lot of organics. Like I said, you can really smell it whenever you're very earthy, and the wind is just wrecking me out here. Oh, yeah. So congratulations again to our winners off of the 100 episode Christmas Bayou Gold. Jimmy Lacari won first place. Jimmy, still need to get a hold of me there on my email. Bayou Gold Guy 79 at gmail.com. And our second and third place winners for the Gatorized Vial, which was Ron F. and Homezoo, Dan Homezoo. I'm sitting here looking at this pan. I'm dividing my attention. Yes, and Ron F. You need to get a hold of me too, and give me your address. And congratulations to Chef V, who won the Christmas Eve guess the number on our live chat there, and won that very awesome copper cross that was cast by Okie Prospector, who had sent that to me with those awesome rounds. Like I said, y'all have won a few of those that he sent me from that. So very, very cool prize to give out for that for Christmas. I thought that was appropriate too. So it was just really enjoyed that. Appreciate y'all being on, spending your Christmas Eve on the channel with me there. It was like I said, a lot of fun. You guys, it's always fun to have you in the live chats. So I was looking at the last year's like New Year's Eve show, trying to just remember what I did then and check it out. And yeah, back then I hadn't started the Friday night shows yet. I didn't even there was a comment in there saying I think it was Jericho Hercules saying you need to have some blue wrenches. And I didn't even know how to add moderators to the chat or any of that back then. So now pretty much if you come into chat, the live chat, I've seen you in there a couple of times, you're added as a moderator, and you can post links that you like, and you can support your channel or anything that you want to share in there. And haven't had any issue with anybody ever in chat. And like I said, it's just been a great time. I know there's a thing that Vendetta had pointed out about the scammers coming in, and the same thing with Mike on Gold Nugget Sales, telling you, oh, you won the prize, get in touch with me and so. But I haven't had that. We get the porn advertisements that pop up in the chat. I mean, in the comment section. But a new one that I hadn't seen before in the last video was a comment section, like a conversation between two people talking about, oh, have you tried investing in Ed so-and-so's or Bob so-and-so's? He knows what he's doing. Oh, yes, I put in 17,000. It's like three different people in the comment section that are having a conversation about some make-believe, whatever Ponzi scheme or, scammer. So I just went through and deleted it all out and reported it as spam. But that was a new one that I had seen. So watch for that if you see them come up, where people act like they're having a conversation in your chat, and they're replying to the first one about, hey, is anybody so and so, and then from then on it says replies, and it shows people supposedly replying to that, and how, oh yeah, man, he made me. You got to start off with a good 10,000, but he made me. It's just like, what the fuck is this crap? Right there, if you can see it standing out, those little silver gray rocks, that is all the hematite that is trapped up in there that you've got to work out of this stuff. And a lot of times it makes wrong way. Come on. It makes the magnetite look like fucking a picnic. And the cool thing again about this stuff is that it persists in every classification, from these bigger chunks like this down to fine sand, just like your black sands would be. And yeah, when you've got fine gold next to that, and you've got to wash it hard enough to move that hematite, but gentle enough not to wash that fine gold away, yeah, it's like I said, it becomes a challenge, and 10 pounds of this is going to make for a long panning session. And again, you can already see how slow going it is to get that stuff. And I washed it down pretty far. You saw that I was panning it down to the least amount that I could have in here to try to get away with working. And I've still got some flake. I think that's a rock that they're carrying. Try to carry down. But again, it's got that you see that silver gray. And actually, I've got some I've got some polished hematite that has come in, that I've gotten in like that National Geographic bag or something that but yeah, it looks like, you know, gray, you know, silver steel, you know, polished like a, you know, to a high gloss. It's a very cool looking rock when it's polished up, for sure. But when it's in small pieces like this and you got to work around it, it takes on a whole different character. And this is where you want to use your sidewalking technique and tap it. You can directionally tap your pan over. See, I've almost got it. I tapped it over too far where I met the other black sand that I was collecting out of the bottom. But yeah, what to do that right, not the way I did it. You'd want to tap it over. I tried to get too much of it to move. You want to tap it over and then suck it up as you get clear of your black sand, the bulk of it, and then you work it down as you clean out your snuffer bottle once you've got it recovered. But you can see that walked it over and pretty much cleared a lot of it out. So now I can work the rest of that down. But that is a nice band of gold to start off in this. And it is fine, some fine gold, but it's a good amount of it considering how much we just took off the top of the pile and dumped in here to get started. So, yeehaw. Well, there was just too much fine gold that I was recovering out of this. So I've relocated temporarily here off to there's the gold station back there. So we're not too far away from it, but we're out here in the sun, in between we got some clouds and some blue skies breaking in between. So we'll get a little bit of sun, but yeah, I needed to, even without the sun out, the brighter temperature and the brighter light out here to see this. So I thought we'd go ahead and try one of our next level of classification on this before we get into the more of the small stuff. I don't usually mix my once it's classified, I like to keep it separate, but I don't think this is a pan's gonna mess us up too bad. I can run it through the strainer again real quick when I go to redo all this. Again, you can see the bigger chunks of rock are really not an issue. They cool rocks too. They're very, I guess it's crushed slate. Looks like that is. We're supposed to be getting some really hard rain going into New Year's. So, of course, just what you need when you got a bunch of drunk idiots out on the road is bad weather for New Year's Eve. But we'll see. There's some a green rock showing up in there. Pretty cool. Oh, I see some shine. All right, let's see what we got in this. Like I said, I can already see a nice little chunk hanging at the top there. And even there, you can see that black sand that hung where it was sticking to the rocks, and that's carrying. You can see some fine gold showing up in this as well, along with those flakes. And then that hematite, it stands out when you see that shiny gray. You know what you got there. and then all that finer crushed hematite, because we already ran the magnet through. None of that's magnetite. That's all that's hanging up there tight. Oh, back up a little bit. That's hanging up there tight with that is nice chunky pieces of gold there. And you just want to barely move that stuff, because I don't know if you can see that fine gold. It just wants to hang there with that black sand. It's tough to coax it out. Give it a little shake there. Sometimes that helps to kind of break it apart, separate it there like that. Get that separation line where you can suck it up. A very nice piece of gold right there out of this. Beautiful character. I mean, this is some really pretty stuff. All right. Well, like I said, I wanted to just go through and take a look at what we had in our bigger stuff. And like I said, I can see that moist dirt is hanging to those rocks and then carrying that fine gold that you wash off with. That's why when they run those, you see them running those trommels and washing that dirt off those rocks, because it's amazing how much can carry on there. So, all right, well, I've got about 4 pans worth that I've gone through on this of the small stuff. Got one little big chunk in there for some reason. All right, let's see what has it got for us in this one, because like I said, this is 4 worth, so it should be a pretty good little amount. We're in position for the sun. Already see gold sitting on top of that. And loads of hematite now that we've collected in that one. Again, you can see that gold just sitting on top of that. Try to tap it forward, tap it up, and it pops back up. There it is. It just doesn't move that much through the density of that hematite. Look at that wire. You can see that wire gold showing up right there. Another cool piece beside it. I'm just really impressed with the character that we're seeing in this gold. But yeah, again, you can just see the variety of sizes of that stuff. Every classification, you're going to end up dealing with this. And you just have to nurse it along. Like I said, especially when you know you've got that fine, really almost flour gold level. See if we can get a little sidewalk there and see some of it reveal. You got to be careful. Even trying to scrape down the chunks, you're going to carry fine gold with it because it's surrounding it. But yeah, look at there. That is another fine little batch that's coming out on this. All right, we are down. Again, you just barely want to flow that water over that to keep that fine gold there from moving. And you can see it at the top. It's held a nice amount of very fine gold along with our beautiful pieces. Oh, where do we go? Where did I go? There we are. So like I said, that was about four pans worth that I collected in that one. You can see there's still a little bit of black sand holding in there. Just again, want to just barely move that water, carrying away that black. Now we can suck up our goods there. A nice chunk in that one too there. Is it going to go up the tube? It is not. We're gonna have to pick that one up. All right. A very pretty piece of gold there. Again, this stuff is just got to keep it over. I don't want it dropping in the grass out here. Awesome. So we will pop that in our vial, which is filling up nicely so far. I will go back through this pan again to look for some fine gold and move on to another batch. Well, as you see, we are back at the gold station here. The cloud cover has pretty much taken over. Temperatures dropped about 8 degrees. So no point in standing out there in the wind. At least I'm a little protected back over here in the corner. So we've got us about another 4 pans worth in here to wash down. So let's see what this brings us. Yeah, man, I'm out here in my flip-flops and shorts and t-shirt, and it was great up until about 20 minutes ago. Thinking, damn, I might need to go in and put on a pair of jeans. That wind is just what's beating everything down. Once that sun was gone, had a little bit of a chill in it. Lots. The farther down we get to the bottom, the denser the black sand gets each time. When I went through the tailings of that last pan again, man, I found I don't know how many hundreds of little tiny specks of gold, fine gold at the bottom that had washed down. So yeah, it is loaded. And all that, I'm pretty sure all that is naturally occurring gold that is in that super fine stuff like that. Good time here to add a reminder that we are trying to get John R. Prospecting to his 500 subs before New Year's. A few days left. He's pretty close. If you're not subscribed to John R. Prospecting, go to the link in the description there and check out his channel and give him a thumbs up and a subscription there. It'd be a very nice New Year's how do you do. And like I said, he definitely is deserving of a 500 sub channel by now. It's already should have been there. So like I said before, I'm not sure what YouTube's been doing on his analytics. I know it slows you down if you miss content, putting out content. It does affect your channel, but it's he that was from some time ago whenever he went a little while without having a video. If you're putting one out every week or two, even minimum, usually you're out there in the feed. So I just don't get it. But yeah, so like I said, go to that link in the description and click on John R. Prospecting. Man, that hematite is tough stuff. You just have to be so patient with it. Just check out that cluster though, right there. How fine and tiny that gold is. That's the kind of stuff that you're dealing with in this stuff. That's just crazy. But yeah, there we've got another nice batch in there. I'm gonna go through and, of course, repeat, rinse, suck up, and repeat once again, because I know I've got some washed down in there. So yeah, I mean, I've already been out here doing this for hours, long enough for the temperature, the day to change, the temperature to drop. So there we go. Now, so yeah, that's still all hematite, big chunks and fine. I got to get cleaned out of there to try to have something clean to suck up. All right. We're continuing to work down another 3 or 4 pans worth here. Had to stop and put on a pair of jeans. The temperature is down about 10 degrees from where it started, and had a nice safety meeting.
Oh, what am I gonna? Hey, you! Stop being so unsafe, Smitty. Safe enough.
Of course, following that, you have to hit the break room. So, yeah, we got us a piece of that super duper chocolate Christmas pie, and man, it's if you have not watched that video, the recipe for this is in the description. That crust has got crushed pecans, flour, then you've got your layers of cream cheese with whipped cream and the puddings and the Cool Whip, and man, it is a tasty treat, I'll tell you. So, Happy New Year. All right, we are down to our last pan of the fine material. We are going without the mic because I think I caught it before it went out. I haven't reviewed the last segment to see if it was still operating or not, but I've been at this long enough that the light had gone out on it, which that happens when it runs out of juice. So hopefully, like I said, I caught it in time. So we're wrapping this part up while it's charging, and then whenever we get to the plus kitchen strainer size, we'll be back up to the mic. It's amazing again that how much noise it suppresses on through that microphone on that video. And I was doing the showing that pan, that chocolate pie being made with the mixer running, and you could hear whenever the mixer turns on, and you can hear it at the beginning of in the video, and then it dies down, substantially as the microphone noise suppression kicks in on it. So there we have the remainder of our fine material there. Not too much fine gold left in the very bottom of that. I don't know if I'm washing it down there, not seeing it out here or not. I'm going to go through this again and look, but a nice batch of gold coming out of that, less than kitchen strainer size. Well, as we wrap up our first round here, we have a very nice pile of gold. My camera messed up on me there. I messed up somehow on it, getting the snuffer dump for the end, but that's what we ended up with. That is one scoop also out of our larger stuff. That's where that piece there comes in. So we, like I said, we've got a nice pile of gold out of that less than kitchen strainer size stuff. So we're going to, darkness fell, and I just think it'll be too long of a video trying to show 10 pounds of going through this stuff, even editing it down. Look at that fine gold dust sticking to that pan. That's crazy. So I don't normally do that, but we're gonna do this will be a two-parter. So you're gonna have to tune in next week, same bat time, same bat channel, to see the results of what we get out of $160, $150 gold value, because I don't count the postage, of this Chicken Miner fabulous Paydirt. But we've got a good start going on right now, I have to say. And I guess you got to have the teaser for the next shows. So let's get that shot in for the Well, all right, my friends, this will wrap up part 1, episode 101. We will kick off episode 102. This will be like the instead of Alpha Omega, this will be the Omega Alpha video. It'll end in 2022, but it'll start for 2023 with the wrap up on it. I know there's a few of y'all going, "Oh, bitch," whenever I cut off that, the way I faded off that scale. Did you like that? Leave you hanging. You got to leave them hanging. So thank you again for a wonderful year on the YouTubes and support for the channel. I just got the notice we've got 100,000, over 100 now, past over 100,000 views, which of course it used to mean more without the shorts, but it's still, I keep track of the actual views for the videos, and we'll do a thing for whenever we hit actually 100,000 of those views. But still, it's a milestone for the channel, and I'm very happy about it, and very proud to be part of this community, and very thankful and grateful for all of y'all that have made it so, and enjoyed sharing the holidays with you once again, doing some baking, having some fun, checking out the kitties. They haven't destroyed too much, and again, I've got my lovely refrigerator with the with the Christmas cards for you guys, the magnets, just awesome. We got some little gold showing up there from Joey Brown, and some also from A3 Sky Warrior included in that. And then, like I said, a beautiful shiny card there from my good friend Jam and Jeff, and also my my very good friend and my partner in crime, John R. Prospecting. So yeah, awesome stuff. Thank y'all so much. And we even got the little gingerbread house up there. No cookies in that. We keep them where we can reach them easier. But yeah, thank y'all once again so much. And I'm not sure if I'm going to post this one for the next Fridays or if we might do it earlier. But at any rate, we're going to have the New Year's extravaganza by you Gold Guy coming up on for for New Year's Eve. So I hope to see y'all there. And until the next time, the happiest of holidays, a happy New Year to you, and peace out, my friends. Next time on Bayou Gold Guy. I don't know how, but he's found us, and he's after the gold.
Release the